Welcome back, everyone. Toyshiz here, and I'm back yet again to serve up yet another NECA Toys video. And today we're going to be checking out the fifth figure in their TMnT X Universal Monsters lineup, and we have Splinter as Van Helsing. It's their ultimate action figure. The good guy, the monster hunter. Of course, Splinter would be Van Helsing, right? In the grand scheme of things, if you look at the back of this box, we've kind of gotten hints, we've kind of gotten teases. But clearly, they're kind of creating a story where it's a monster hunter, monsters, perhaps even Shredder, maybe some sort of vampire monster eventually, if they get to that at some point. You open up the box, and you get to see the figure. Nice photo, yada yada. On the back of the box, everyone involved with the creation of these figures. Thank you very much for that. Thoroughly enjoying these TMnT X Universal Monster figures. And of course, here's the barcode as well. Now, this is a sample from NECA Toys, so thanks for that, for sending this out. But these are starting to show up in Target stores, so keep your eyes peeled if you're on the lookout. So, this is going to be fun. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the brand new NECA Toys TMnT X Universal Monsters line, Splinter as Van Helsing. And of course, here's everything taken out of the packaging, and in true NECA fashion, you do get quite a few extra accessories, which is always appreciated, right? And then, of course, a really nicely sculpted action figure. First and foremost, you get a flat black stand. It's got two peg holes for situating Splinter, and you get a couple extra hands, monster hunting hands, weapon holding, pointing hands. You get the idea. You do get an extra head portrait. This one is hatless, comes with the glasses, pretty much the exact same head portrait. Really wish they would have done something where the mouth opens and closes, or maybe like a battle damaged version. That would have been kind of cool. You get 3 vampire slaying stakes, right? Splinter the Vampire Hunter, really well done. You get a knife, which is okay, it's a knife. And then you get some extra arrows. These are the only 2 that are different. This one on one side has just like a batarang kind of thing, and the other one has garlic attached, which is cool. And then 3 normal arrows. They're actually quite sharp. They're kind of cool. I'll give it to them. Really well done on the arrows. And then, of course, you get a crossbow. That's really nicely done. The arrows fit in it, of course. Right there on, let's say, the handles of the crossbow, it kind of looks like something would have pegged in there, maybe a string or something to kind of sling over his arm. It doesn't have one, but it's a nicely done crossbow. You can look through the scope, and then all of the arrows will attach in various ways, right? You kind of slip it underneath the front part right there and get it situated. Splinter comes with the weapon holding hand with the trigger finger, so that looks good. But overall, all the weapons are really nicely done, and it's fun to equip each one. So all the stakes, the knife, and then the arrows in the back. So quite a bit of weapon storage. It's nice to see, and it's a good looking Splinter. Don't get me wrong, right? He's got the belt right here. Just keep in mind, kind of falls off from time to time. It does have a little peg on his shoulder right there. It just kind of slips in there and holds it better. But when you start moving him around, it will kind of slide off and over to the side and whatnot. For the figure itself, he's got a cool hat. He's got the glasses. It's Splinter from the movie, right? The original 90s movie. You can see the difference of the head portraits. I like the weapon storage. It does get kind of like Grandpa in the old home is putting on a jacket and going out to slay monsters a little bit. You know what I mean? He does have a bendy wire tail. It's pretty much from the waist down the exact same movie Splinter that you know, if you have that figure. On the jacket, it's nicely sculpted, nicely done, nice brown, right? Nice little texturing effects to make it look like it's leather. Of course, the tail was slipped through the little seam right there, so it's cool. The articulation can be somewhat limited. Sometimes the head will spin, the arms will go up. He's got double jointed elbows. On this side, it works. It's okay. This side, I feel like I had to push it a little bit more, and I got a couple stress marks in the plastic, oddly enough, on the brown, which they tend to fade after a while, but I would say just go easy, or maybe heat up your figure just to be on the safe side. He'll spin at the forearm, at the wrists, rock and all that. The feet will get kind of hindered by his drapes right there, of course. He's got single jointed knees, and of course the feet, he'll swivel, and then you got some rat toe articulation, right? So it does look good. Peggles on the bottom. You can use the stand if you want to stand him better, but he stands pretty good on his own. He holds all the weapons beautifully. I got no problems there. However, I really thought about this, and I think I finally come to it. I get the idea that they're crafting a story, which is nice to see, right? But in terms of, you have all these turtle figures that have been transformed into hideous monsters and everything else, and it fits and it looks good and they're creepy and whatnot. April started to kind of go that other direction, and I think Splinter falls for me at the bottom because it doesn't really combine a lot to really suggest that, one, he'd be a monster hunter, and two, it doesn't really form well with what I think. In all honesty, for a TMnT X Universal Monsters line, I would have loved to have seen Splinter as a more hulked out, menacing, crazy looking rat creature. I get what they're doing. I get it's the movie line. I get that they're going with, yeah, he's just the monster hunter. But those are my 2 cents. So it's just an okay figure, but he's kind of at the bottom. Now, as you can see, here's the difference between, let's say, movie Splinter and this new Splinter Van Helsing. Again, they share certain body types, body pieces, everything else. And if you were wondering, I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool if you wanted a Splinter with glasses. The only problem is that the peg pops out with the movie figure, whereas the peg stays in on the Van Helsing figure. But you get the idea. You could maybe situate it yourself. He does look good with the glasses. Now, in totality, for the line, being the 5th figure in the wave, we still have Donatello as the Invisible Man, and we have Casey Jones as the Phantom of the Opera that we know about. And they look good together, right? That's pretty darn cool. I like that once you have like a complete collection like this, it really starts to take shape. However, I will stand by what I said. I think that April is, yeah, it's okay, and Splinter's just like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's just, he's just an okay figure. He's great. It's nicely done. He's got weapons and such. But at the end of the day, he's ultimately kind of boring to me. And that's just how it feels about it. It's just kind of like, yeah, I guess if you had to give Splinter something to do, well, he could be the monster hunter, right? I would have liked a more monstrous Splinter. That's all I'm saying. So that will wrap it up for my look at the brand new NECA Toys TMnT X Universal Monsters Splinter as Van Helsing. And you've heard my thoughts. Now I'm curious to know yours. Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything TMnT X Universal Monsters. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, bring on the Invisible Man, bring on the Phantom of the Opera, and I can't wait to see what Shredder, if they do him, may or may not turn into. Sounds exciting, as per the box. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.